Всім привіт. Знову занурюємося в цей світ. Вампірський. На чому ми зупинилися? На морзі. Подивимося, що тут у нас. Атмосфера не саме краще. Так, поки що нікого не відчуває наш вампірчик. Блін, а то він може вийти звідси? Блін, мені треба було виходити. Давай назад.
I cannot enter.
Тут є, бачите? Ніби через вікна ми бачимо всі локації, але йде загрузочний екран, коли ми сюди заходимо. Значить, це не одна ніби як локація. Це все окремо, а тут просто це якби картинка. Ну, тяжко пояснити, коротше. О. Блін, треба подивитися, як тут пістолет брати.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Так, давайте ми зайдемо в наше меню. Ой, може поміняти на пістолет. Поміняв. Візьмемо. Косо. О. Поняв. Сюди. Щоб це як воно. Парірування на це. Окей, подивимось. Ага. Це не пістолет не користує. Рубаємо швидше. Ну. Так собі парируєш. О, блін, то я зараз і померти можу. Допарірувався. Щось то не вчуть парірування. Тут стаміна є, теж треба буде слідкувати. Ну, ми поміняємо. Ну це ж зразу дворучний зразу ставиться, так. Окей, тоді. Цікаво, як з пістолетом буде.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Добре.
It's locked. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Що це він? Ага. Собі думаю, сам по собі взяв вечір. Там не взяв. Добре. Може це. Та, це відліг. Але давайте шатку. Зайдемо на верхній поверх. Цікаво, що тут. Окей.
These scowls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Можу оглушити, але це дорого оглушає, але де воно шотить? Таке собі. Коли я підкрадаюся. Так, відходимо. Відходимо. Блін. Блін. Взяв. Життя відновлюється, я так бачу. Так, що ти? Ага. Нова зброя дяді в руки. Давайте подивимося. Ага. Виносливість 30. 15. Поглощення крові. Інтересно, інтересно. Патрон для дробовика чи що?
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Якийсь бос. Ще не сам. Ніхрена собі. Якийсь... О, блін, хоть... Я тут охеренный. Мені це треба. О, блін. Заряджайся, боже, як довго. Блін, а є... У мене є якісь хілки. Я щось не шарю ще. Окей. А, мене з самого початку. Серйозно. Так, ну... Відвозати то саме все не треба. Походу. Напевно, я попробую зараз за ними. На 1 життя точно, але він там щось дуже довго, пам'ятаю, робить. Добре, давайте так, ми візьмемо. Пробую зручнити. Йопта, мене вже вибило, ніхрена воно хаває виносливості. Блять, поки що мене ніхрена так їбуть. Блін, а тим ударом він взагалі не попадає. Ну, добре. Непогано вже. Є. Блін, на тоненького трошки.
I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Від нього нічого не забирало. Що це за тінь була, яка мені допомагала?
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Свертка крови для вампиров. Що не буде. Та-та-та-та. І зготовить. Підвтоми щось. Ага. Що то ну... Угу. Ну, з моргом у нас все. О, блін, а ти звідки взявся? До речі, та шкода в неї непогана, але дуже багато хаває і цей удар слабо оглушає. Але, блін, шкоди більше наносить. Так, тут новий появився. Блін, та тікай! Ой, ё-моё. Блин, да, давай тикай. Да, блин, ёб твою мать. Ты в узких коридорах капец. Не, треба от херню походу міняти. Певно. Ну, 15 виносимость. Хаває, до речі, там жорстко. Попробуємо за тим, до речі. А, виносимость хаває, то менше хаває, але поглинає кров. Я, правда, вже не можу з ними не битися, але... Тихо, ну лучше, а воно просто поглинає кров, мене не вибиває його. Я думаю, воно вхиляється. Так, крові. Стоя наберу, якщо не беру. А, це просто... Я щось мені не знаю. Теж не заходить та штука. Це буде оптимальний варіант. З того хоча б пити можемо того. Давай. Ну це вбити хоч. Не почув. блін, ті всі приблуди. На цих всіх повторно. Тут порожно хтось прибігає йому допомагати. Де він є? Так, все, вертаємося назад. Угу, так можна. Раз. Так. В тій частині проходження трошки більше екшону. Тут попередній були одні діалоги. Так, але тут тоді не все походу закінчено. Що на карті кузню тут поставиш? Угу. Так, я забрав мітку. Що за мітка? Ось ті бумажник.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Так, якщо не
I'll leave you, Miss.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me.
They belong to you now.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
What do you do for a living, Miss?
I manage an...
Why didn't you...
That's a very
Are you...
Not at all.
Що не цікаво.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Розмовляти. Попробую всіх запам'ятати зразу. Все, навіть так, нам треба йти до чувака з мамою, я так поняв. О, ми знаємо.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
But in the circumstances,
I have to go.
I'm alright.
Так, це не його
Don't waste
походу
your time
відбувати.
with me.
Тебе може?
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now.
I will not let you down, my boy.
А що це в неї таке? А. Що це я таке бачив тільки що? Переутомлення. Блін, йому херово, скоро помре.
Good evening, sir.
Я йому допомогти, походу. Він погіршиться кров, у нього вже тепер 350 це взагалі капець. Ага. Кого переутомлення, ага. Коли кокс, то той чувак ще там.
Doctor.
As for me,
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid
О,
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
and you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
ото я вже трошки лікую. Мені вже краще, добре. Не бачу, на якісь крові все падало. Типу, я можу їх обдурювати і пити їхню
I know
корову,
that
так
Pembroke
понял.
will prevail and
Але в мене гіпноз має бути прокачаний. Так, розслідування. Гіпноз у мене 5.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters.
Ви ще не говорив.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean? You used to be a doctor. Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. Ira.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting...
Sir, As a medic,
How did you get this job?
after I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks.
Do you work here?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different with...
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very
Ну,
relieved.
це для сюжета. Непогана інформація.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very...
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to...
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my...
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Ще один філософ.
Please show me one.
Of course.
Блін, я не можу йому нічого продати.
It's locked.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Він говорить. це за здібність? Там щось червоне.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir.
I cannot enter.
I'm very angry about this unfair situation.
Понятно, механіка так само було з того. Сімейкова.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ella. As for me, what blunder with you.
Так, добре. Пішли далі.
I will not let you down.
Good evening.
Evening.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
You know you can't hide forever. One day you'll have to face your loved ones. Until that day, you have no
My
chance.
friends all died in the trenches. It's shameful enough to...
Tell me what.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
You told me before you don't want your children to see you like this. Do you have any other?
My sister Agatha has raised me nippers since their mother died. Don't want them to look at me like this.
How could children despise their father injured in the war?
What do you think? They saw me. Once.
Your sister's not a child. I'm sure she has nothing but respect.
You don't know my sister Agatha. She may be young, but she's all discipline and morality. If she ever found out what really happened...
She doesn't have to know.
She's a sly one, my sister. One day she'll find out the truth and knock 7 bells out of me. Nah. I'm better off here.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn.
It's here again.
It's locked.
Тут странний той замок ще закритий. Так. Я не зрозумію. Куди нам перти?
Less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count. I wish I could say the same for the others.
You look at me, though.
Той чувак так і тут помер? Що тут? Немає. Так непонятно, що йому допомагає чи ні. Добре, вернемося назад.
Good evening.
Dr. Reed, any good news?
Так, вас діалогів
Goodbye, Doctor.
не добавилось.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few...
Then ask away. I'm at your service.
You mentioned something...
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains...
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet...
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know them.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires.
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed...
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Ти пояснив.
The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first way...
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soul...
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory.
He was a Skal, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them as
How do Skals come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skal?
A Skal is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Таке собі пояснення.
We'll see each other.
Ну, якийсь крові шикарно, він себе тримає у формі. Так, от їх бумажці, кому то я маю віднести, я так і не поняв. Ага. Ось радіо. Це так доктора, не? А, ні.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised some...
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway, to remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody's as broad-minded as you.
Goodbye.
Стоя Хопкинс. Мутать. А, може на иное дело появится.
Good evening, Nat.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Caliban fellow.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again.
O, jest to wampirz.
You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best.
Okej,
The
powiem
world would be
mojej.
a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, Ulfang.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, A vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands. Is our little mystery...
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail... Is our little mystery closer to being solved, Dr. Reed?
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation...
Ой. Так, цей чувак. Вмирає, походу. Харріет поговорити. Так, це у нас... Це не вона. А, той. Говори.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
You're a monster, Mr. Cox. An ungrateful and disgusting man.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Чесно. Щоб чесно.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other...
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, or like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smell.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the...
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just...
Чесний, правда, але... Кусок говна.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pub.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then? Nah, Doc, I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
Блін, а що тут? Переживалося якесь розслідування. Походу.
I'll leave you for...
Please.
Чекай. Блін, там якесь
I'll leave you for
розслідування.
now.
Перервав. Походу. Щось показувало, що перервалося якесь розслідування. Тут. Я типа міг ще щось з нього витягнути якусь інформацію. З того я вже всі, це ще нічого не з цим, а з тим вже все ясно. З тим ще чуть-чуть.
I feel sick. Hey.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr.
This place is...
I will see you... I'll leave you.
Так, мені треба зробити лікарство, щоб його врятувати. Зараз ми зайдемо, а спочатку... Так, зробили. Угу. Я ще про нього не знав.
Hey, Doc.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox? I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'd be surprised if you managed to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the
Інтересний чувак, дуже
You're
інтересний.
lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better and so...
Не
Consider
моєму
yourself
лікарству не
lucky.
поживе.
I'm treating all of my
Хочу
patients
подивитися, куди це
equally.
приведе.
But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
I'll leave you for...
Тільки одне у нього щось там. Окей. Щось там з його ножем. Добре, давайте треба вже помалу цю частину закінчувати, трохи затягнулося знову. Ми билися з ним тут. Чи не билися, що тут? Це хто такий?
What must I do? Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, come...
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment,
Шукає
sir.
того, кого той в воду скинув.
Taken care of each other since we came.
This is a dangerous...
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both...
What can you tell me about...
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war.
Where was your friend?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital.
Може і ні.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out of...
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Так, ще одне. Слідування. Йде в лікарню. Добре, значить.
I cannot enter.
Я знайти не можу. Що це тут таке? О.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
Подивимося, вбити
God's
хотів.
sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Угу. От що нам хотіли би показати там, типа. Коли таке показує, тут наче я там маю стати. І там відбудеться якась катсцена або підказка. Я поняв.
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and
Що йдемо з ними поговоримо?
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Miss.
I'm okay.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No?
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried...
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust...
I guess I should thank you.
Can I help?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it.
I see. And is this letter still...
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words.
I have to go now.
Don't waste your time with me.
З нею можу поговорити ще.
Good evening, Doc.
Have you heard...
Dr. Reed, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just...
Well, go be curious somewhere else, Pete.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice.
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize...
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judge...
Goodbye, Mrs.
Добре, біжимо в наш кабінет і на цьому закінчимо проходження на сьогодні. Де там наш кабінет? Надо щось покращимо, буде собі так. Виносливість. Угу. Погано. Блін, я не знаю, що тут качати. Оце непогано. Це якесь непонятне, це типу невидимку не робить. Це теж не контроль. Це я хочу дивитися. Це я типу невидимку не знаю. Це прокачаю. Здоров'я це прокачаю. На цьому все. Угу. Я ще одного персонажа не знайшов. А, з тим ще не все ясно. Окей. На цьому і закінчено. Дякую за перегляд, побачимося в наступній частині проходження.